Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land. Welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And for this month, well not this month's, but for this O-gauge locomotive review, I got a humdinger for you fellers. Now this is, and gals, I've got anyway, this locomotive is on loan for the purposes of a product review from a fellow club member, the TexLa Model Railroad Club. He did request that his name not be dropped, so I'm going to honor that request. This locomotive was picked up by him during the 2024 Greater Houston Train Show in Pasadena, Texas. Heck of a great show. Do have a video from that show. I'll post a link to it, I guess, in the description. Great video, great show, great model railroads, awesome vendors. Anyway, back on topic. So, we've already established that this is a Lionel locomotive. We've already established that this is obviously O-scale. So let's establish further what exactly it is. So of course, if you are familiar with Lionel, then you already know all about it. If you don't, you pull this little tab here, open the flap, move those little flaps out of the way, and pull this mamma jamma out of the box like such. Set the box aside and we'll turn it over on its side so it don't come tumbling out, because I don't want to be responsible for any damages. Alright, now we will reposition this so you fellers can get and gals can get a better angle on what this thing is. Remove the lid of the styrofoam cradle, and we can see that it's a gray engine of some sort. I mean, I know what it is. Some of y'all might figure out very quickly what it is before I even unwrap it. We'll pull these little blue ribbons that Lionel so graciously provides for extraction of their locomotives. Move the styrofoam cradle to the side. We'll put the ribbons back and unwrap this gorgeous Lionel O-scale Southern Pacific GP30 equipped with, yes, boys and girls, legacy. No Bluetooth, but legacy. Let me get this packaging put away and we will dive into this bad boy. In addition to the locomotive, you get the programming little key, I guess you'd call it. It says their Legacy SP GP30 5012 to help aid with programming the locomotive into your Lionel Legacy, or I guess base 3 whenever that comes out system, and some spare traction tires. Although I don't see the snack pack in here anywhere. For those of you that don't know, I sarcastically, jokingly call these silicone little moisture absorbing beads that you're not supposed to eat, I call them snack packs. Don't eat them. You have your instruction manual, your owner's manual for the locomotive, as well as the warranty information. And now we'll put all the packaging back up. All right, so the first thing that catches my eye obviously is the paint and the lettering, and very, very nicely done paint and lettering and numbering. You have the 5012 here in the correct font. You have the Southern Pacific in the block lettering in the correct font. You have nice, clean, and crisp separation between the gray and the red on the rear of the long hood here. And you have some very nice and crisp separation all on the wings of the bloody nose, where it kind of curves up around the top of the nose on the short hood. It probably could be a little bit neater, a little bit more crisp, but overall outstanding. You have the ratchet type brake, hand brake here, and there's even a little chain there, a little jeweler's chain, a little jewelry chain there. You have the FRA mandated contrasting white for the corners of the hand railings, as well as the FRA mandated contrasting white for the edge of the steps. You've got the EMD builder's plate here. All of the latches and hinges are there, cast onto the body, of course. You do have the sight glass. You have the fuel filling nozzle. You've got the main reservoir with separately applied freestanding piping. You have all this piping back here with your drain valve to bleed off condensation from the lines. You've got air lines going to each of the brake pistons. You have the brake shoes. You got the journal covers. You've got the leaf springs. You've got everything you would expect to see in a high-end scale Lionel locomotive. Ladies and gentlemen, it is here in abundance. The grills here and on the opposite side, as well as here, are separately applied, freestanding, and see-through. Same thing for the grill on the dynamic brake blister here. You can see the lift rings separately applied to the top of the roof of the locomotive in various locations, all prototypically correct, as well as a 3-chime air horn right above the front of the cab. The grill back here on this conductor side is a little dented in. I didn't do that. Came like that. Is what it is. You have the correct latching and hinging and hinge arrangements, as well as a lift ring right here. You've got separately applied freestanding windshield wipers all throughout this thing. Outstanding locomotive. So here we are looking at the rear of this engine, and you can see we've got marker lights here and here. You have separately applied and freestanding grab irons all the way up. You have a curved grab iron that wraps around this rear cooling fan, which is prototypically correct, as well as a grab iron right here. It's kind of sunk down into the body, but it is separately applied and supposed to be freestanding. The 5012 on the number boards, which are illuminated, as well as 5012 right here wrapped around the rear of the long hood. You have another freestanding and separately applied grab iron here. You have a crossover platform that falls freely into place or folds up out of the way. All of the hand railings on this locomotive and grab irons and all are metal. They're metal wire. They're not plastic. They are very stiff. And if you're unfamiliar with Lionel locomotives and how they work, your legacy type engines are essentially remote control locomotives, in that the hand railings of the locomotive, be it a steam or a diesel locomotive, act as an antenna to receive the commands from your legacy system. You have the MU plug right here for multiple unit lash ups. Prototypically speaking, you have a separately applied, movable, uncoupling lever. Now obviously that doesn't work because this locomotive is equipped with electrocouplers on the rear and front of the engine, allowing you to open the couplers via remote control at any point on the railroad with your TMCC or legacy system, Lionel TMCC or legacy system, or if your railroad is properly equipped, MTH's DCS system as well. You have the MU hoses here. And we will take a look at the front of the cab. All right, here we are looking at the cab of the locomotive, the front end of the locomotive, and you can see there is a windshield wiper blade missing, pre-existing damage. I did not do that. Windshield wiper blade here, windshield wiper blade here, sand filling nozzle here. There is a separately applied grab iron right here. You do have marker lights that are illuminated, as well as the number boards that are illuminated. You've got the headlight right here with the appropriate shields on the underside of the bulbs. You've got these two freestanding and separately applied grab irons here. Jeweler's chain for the safety chain on the front hand railings along the front pilot. Grab iron here. Movable, but of course non-operational, separately applied uncoupling lever. The MU plugs, MU hoses, the front electrocoupler. Another cool feature of this locomotive, yes, the doors open and they reveal a salty old conductor sitting right there, wondering why there's all these bright lights and a camera in his face. There's also an engineer figure on this side of the cab. And the rear door opens as well. It is held in place with a weak magnet. There is, well, you'll see it in a moment, so I'll just wait till I have the locomotive flopped over on its side so we can see the roof. All of the walkways on this engine feature stippling or holes, as is the case right here for this step. The stippling represents slip-resistant safety tread. You have the air horn, you have the lift rings, as well as some lift rings here and here. You have the operating smoke unit. This is where you load the smoke fluid. You just drop it in. You have a see-through grill here, see-through grill here with fan blades, same here and here. And you can see that curved grab iron a little bit better here along the rear of this rear cooling fan. This is a phenomenal engine. This retailed for right around $500 brand new when Lionel first released these, and my friend was able to pick this up for $450, I believe. The cab windows, they don't open, but you do have these little movable mirrors here that you can position however you like. Now that we've discussed the appearance of the locomotive and some of the cosmetic features, let's look at some of the mechanical features. So to start with, this engine, as I said, is equipped with legacy control, the Lionel legacy control system. It does feature the Odyssey 2 speed control with an on-off switch, which we'll take a look at that here in a moment. Onboard legacy sound, so this thing has a full complement of sounds, crew talk, horn, bell, and of course the sound of the prime mover and brake squeal. You've got two motors for this engine, one for each truck. So there's one right here and there's one right here. The one in the cab is obscured by a little wall that's wrapped around it, which is why you can't see the conductor sitting right on the other side of the cab from the engineer. The engine does have directional lighting, and this engine will run on 036 curvature. So if you have at least 036 curvature for your rail, you can run this. If you have anything tighter than that, you're gonna, unfortunately, I'm sorry y'all, but you're stuck out. You just, ain't nothing you can do about it other than buy wider track curvature. So underneath the engineer side of the cab, you have some of your control switches. Now, this first one here is the run program switch. So the locomotive is in run because it's already been programmed. Now I'm not going to mess with this man's engine because it's already been programmed, and I do have a video on how to program these locomotives already. This is the Odyssey control switch. Odyssey to the right, no Odyssey to the left. Right now Odyssey is active. A further note, while I got this engine on its side, you'll notice that there are 2 pickup rollers per truck, and you can see there is the speaker mounted in the fuel tank of the locomotive, as well as that little chingaladera right there, that little white chingaladera right there, that is an infrared sensor. If you have Lionel infrared activating tracks, or whatever they're called, I'm sorry, I didn't think to do any additional research on those particular items. You can record, like you can put them before a crossing, and when the engine goes over it, you can have it recorded to where it automatically blows a crossing sequence. You don't even have to touch it. You know, there's a lot of things you can do with those infrared sensors. They're a fast track product. You know, feel free to look into them. All right, this is the best I can get it to do. Underneath the conductor side of the cab, just behind the lead wheel, you have the smoke unit control switch. So to the forward is smoke, SMK, and to the rear is no smoke, NOSMK. The fourth manual control on this locomotive is a manual adjustment screw for the sound, which if I pick the locomotive up just a hair, you'll see that screw right there that just popped into view. So this right here is the volume screw for the sound system. All right, we got this engine set on the on main track number 1 of the TexLa Model Railroad's modular O-gauge model railroad, and we are going to take this time to show you how you add the smoke fluid. Just take whatever preferred concoction you desire and put a few drops down the gullet. Not going to add a whole lot. Now, it is very critically important that you put it in the right hole, okay? This one. This is the exhaust stack. That's where you add your smoke fluid. If you add it anywhere else, you're risking damaging the locomotive. Now, with the disclaimer out of the way, I have this engine dialed up, and we will fire it up. Alright, so first thing we're going to check out is the crew talk.
I'm made up. Am I cleared outbound? Over. Yes, you're good to go. Over. Can I get a green light? Over. Affirmative, the track is yours. Over. We're ready. Are we clear to pull? Over. Roger that. Take the green. Over. Dispatcher, coupled up, air test complete. Am I clear? Over. Affirmative, the track is yours. Over. Dispatcher, coupled up, air test complete. Am I clear? Over. Roger that. Take
can also adjust the noise level of the prime mover. Right now it's in idle. It's notch 1. There's notch 2. Notch number 3. Number 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. We use the legacy remote control. We'll open the front coupler. There was the rear coupler. You can see the headlight and number boards on in the front, which means the locomotive is set to go forward. So it's speed step number 1. So it creeps along rather nicely. Let me reposition the camera and we'll check out what it does in reverse. Alright, we have the engine set to go in reverse, so I'm going to do speed step 1. Now part of that whole directional lighting thing, if I set this thing to going forward, you'll see right there the classification lights came on. If I go and put it in reverse, classification lights go off, headlight comes on. Alright, let's hear the bell and the horn. The cool thing about Legacy is that this engine, along with most other Legacy equipped engine, has a quillable air horn. Okay, let's couple this bad boy up to a train and see how it does on this modular railroad. Well, my friends out there in YouTube land, I think I speak for all of us when I say that is one heck of an impressive locomotive. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jelly because apparently this guy was at G&G Models booth at the show, and had I seen this guy, I would definitely have blown pretty much my entire wad on this thing. But such as it was, I didn't see it. There's got to be a reason for that, so take it as it comes. I thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining and somewhat educational. And Texas Special out.